Hello everyone, Benjamin Green here, and today we are going to talk about why it is that you are no different to a lab rat. I'm going to give you a short lesson on everything that you need to know, besides for the nerdy things, on dopamine, serotonin, motivation, fulfillment, chasing goals, and all those things that Andrew Huberman talks about, that neuroscience talks about. Now, I'm slightly educated in this. I have a diploma in neuroscience and neuropsychology, which I did during high school, completely online through UK institutions. And I want to talk to you a little bit on goal setting, a little bit of my own perspective, as well as some of my observations. Now, I want you to think of you being born with a baseline, okay? So there are natural things that motivate you. You might exercise and then you're motivated to eat food afterwards. Or you might come home from work and you're motivated to have a warm shower. Or you might be in high school and you're motivated to go and talk to that girl who gives you a little bit of a blushing sensation, and that's perfectly normal. It's okay to have those motivations, but where we can get skewed is when we get extreme stimulus. Because what happens is it hijacks, overrides your natural motivations. Fruit doesn't taste as good when you start the morning with cereal. And talking to a girl who is the most attractive in your class isn't going to hit the same when you have the most beautiful woman in the world on your phone, on Instagram or Tinder. Sticking to your academics, following your goals, building a business, those things are not going to hit the same when your mind is constantly problem solving tasks in the video game that you're playing in the morning or you're playing just before bed. So it's perfectly okay to have normal baseline motivations, but your motivations, they spike and they crash the moment you introduce extreme stimulus. So motivation starts off good, but if it's all you have and all you rely on and you neglect fulfillment, you're going to spike and crash, spike and crash. So let's talk about serotonin. Let's talk about fulfillment. Serotonin is responsible for your mood stability, your posture, your confidence, your risk-taking ability. Serotonin does a ton of good things for you. It makes you feel fulfilled. You can get it from sunlight. You can get it from eating good, because serotonin is mostly produced in the gut. And you can get it from delaying gratification. And I want you to picture you starting with a baseline motivation, and then what happens is that baseline motivation gets hijacked. So your motivation then increases, because the motivation you have to talk to a girl is not going to be as high as the motivation to scroll on Instagram looking at the most beautiful models in the world. So now you're looking at the most beautiful models in the world, but now your fulfillment is being sucked dry. So now I want you to skew it to the other side. The things that you then need to do, you're going to have the lowest motivation to do, but they'll bring you the most fulfillment. You're going to have no motivation to exercise. It's going to bring you the most fulfillment. You're going to have no motivation to go and talk to real girls at the gym, at the library, at your school, at the park. But it's going to bring you the most fulfillment to build those meaningful relationships. You're not going to want to look at tax. You're not going to want to look at a business. You're not going to want to look at those things, and when you look at a business, because you don't have much motivation, the only thing you're going to be motivated by is money. You're not going to think, how can I provide something valuable to customers? How can I drive traffic? How can I build awareness? How can I create a brand that is sustainable? How can I actually build a brand that doesn't focus on profit for the first few months? It focuses solely on scaling. That's going to bring you the most fulfillment. So I want you to focus on fulfillment, because it's going to suck at first. At first, you're actually going to crash. You're going to deprive yourself of the cheap dopamines. But later on, you will spike. Don't chase motivation, chase fulfillment until you're naturally motivated. Even this morning, I started this morning getting up at 6 o'clock, getting out of bed, doing a bit of stretching, some reading. I really didn't feel like it, but I knew that I needed to get to Muay Thai. I train in Muay Thai, which is Thai kickboxing, so it's got kicks, boxing, elbows, knees. And I started the morning with 15 minutes of skipping and 45 minutes, rounds and rounds and rounds of sparring. I've been hit in the face, I kick people, my arms are scratched from catching kicks, my legs are sore. But I did it because I knew it would bring me fulfillment. I knew it would suck in the beginning, but that I would push through and I'd feel good afterwards. And now I do feel good afterwards. So I'm able to create, I'm able to focus, I'm able to build things. I trust that there is something that you learned in this video. I hope it's helped you. Have a great weekend further, and we'll stay in touch.